And now it's time for That Opal Guy Answers Questions That No One Has Asked. The first and only question. A viewer never wrote, Opal Guy, have you been cutting any new stones? Thanks for your question. And that's a great question. And the honest answer is no. It has been some time since I have cut any opals. But, hopefully, this video will rectify that. And now I present... Welcome back, everyone. I'm That Opal Guy. Now today I'm going to show you the little tiny opals that I will be cutting because I have been absent cutting for far longer than I'm going to admit to. So we have 9 pieces here. And they're all assorted opals from Riley Gunn parcels that I've got off of Opal Auctions. Go visit his store, 53 Frogs. Now most of these are, whoops, focus. All right, most of these are really not very colorful. See if I can get this adjusted better. Hey, there we go. There's a couple with some color. Let me see here. Right, that one there has a little bit of green. It might show up and it might not. But yeah, I've taken a break, which I'm really not going to discuss. That one's got a little bit of green and stuff in it. It's a very thin bar of clear potch and a bunch of garbage. So I'm using these to go ahead and get back into the practice, because you need a lot of practice when you're doing this, and when you take a break, you do get a little rusty. And I certainly don't want to be doing any good pieces without getting back into it. So most of these probably will become nothing but just shaped pieces. This one has a bunch of potch lines on it. Not sure if there's any real color, but it's a good size for a cushion cut with a high dome, probably. If anything turns out, I'll give you an update. All right, everybody. I have done all the cutting on these that I care to do. And now we have the results. So here's the update. We're going to start with the 5 most boring of the 9 rocks. And actually, I cut 2 of the rocks. So there's 11 pieces total. Let's start with this one first. This is an offcut. And as you can see, I kind of shaped that side a little bit. There is a line of blue-green running in the stone. I am not sure if this is worth pursuing. It might just end up in a jar somewhere. Alright, so we'll do this one next. Now this piece was going to be cut because it has some pretty nice blue-green. You see all that sand there? Well, it gets whiter dramatically. So this piece here, I set aside. Nice crack there. And it looks like it'll be good practice for doublets. I mean, it's already pretty flat on this side. glue it on something and grind this top part down until I get to the opal-y goodness that's here. I think this side has a fairly nice blue-green sheen. That would probably turn out alright as a doublet. Next we have this one. I believe this is the other half of the first offcut. As you can see, there's a nice big crack going around there. A little bit of a crack there, looks like. It's got a nice shape. I mean, this isn't bad, for me anyway. There's a couple of areas where it didn't get quite polished good enough. But considering it's an all cracky stone, good for setting practice. This little square piece, well, she has some pits still in the faces. It's a good square shape though. Biggest issue I have is it's thicker and then thinner. So this is the thicker side, and of course that's the thinner side. Oh well, just practice to get shaping. Whoops, and definitely I still need some. Now this has some reddish color. And some little pinfires of like blue and green and red. It's not coming through well. Oh, there's a little bit of the blue. But all in all, a pretty good piece. Now let's set up the next lineup here. Here's the one with all the potch lines that I said earlier. Let's go back down to that. You can see kind of, it's all cracky. There's a nice little free-form pyramid style shape. So these pieces looked pretty good. Honestly, I can't complain. There are issues, of course. Like this first one here, the big one. And for a piece that thin, likely not going to be very stable. You can see there's a bit of a crack where that sand is. Of course, there is the sand. But hey, I've got that beveled edge for the bottom. Yay me. The thing is reasonably adequate thickness the entire way around. Some pitting in the face. A little bit of cerium stuck in it. Still not a big problem for me. It does have some greenish color, a little bit of yellow in there when you get a slant going on it. It's pretty directional. Again, this would be another candidate for doing doublets, mosaics. Now this one is pretty cracked. Some of these white lines are potch lines that have healed. But I do believe that some of them are not. And I didn't see any color initially in this one, but it does have a little bit of green and a little bit of blue hiding in there. And it makes me wonder, if I made it smaller, would more of that color be coming through? Overall though, I've got a good dome, nice high dome, nice oval shape. Dome is pretty even all the way around. Another benefit because I did this all by eye. I didn't use any templates at all. Yay me. Now this long piece here, nice long ovally piece, has a gorgeous bit of color in there. And, you know, never mind all that sand on this other end. Keep your eyes on the color. Again, free form by eye, pretty close, pretty even, but God, Bobby, no. I mean, look at that. That's gross. All that sand makes it unstable. And it's just ugly. This side, pretty rough still. I didn't get a very good polish on it. But with all the sand in there, I figured it was really not worth wasting a lot of time. Plans for this one, I could cut it. Yeah, that big blob of sand would still be a problem. But I could reface it. And it would be a very small stone. There would still be some inclusions right up in there. But it's got nice color. That's pretty bright, actually. Between the two left up on top. Let's go this one. This one's cool. Lots of inclusions again. But gorgeous color. Got nice little bands shining through. Reds and greens and blues and yellows. And it's like a box of tricks. Silly rabbit. Opals are for humans. Alright, we have these little divots, crevices, gouges, what have you on the back. Not good, not good. But you set this, those would never be visible. Overall, this one turned out pretty good. I didn't expect anything, even though I could see color on it. Again, another high-domed oval. Pretty decent. One thing I noticed is this end, as opposed to this end. Well, it's got a little bit different of a curve on it. A little higher slope than that one. But this one also has some gorgeous little colors in it. Green, yellow, blue, red. And of course, an inclusion. But my goal is to shape and dome and get the setting edges correct overall. I'm going to have to say, let me scooch this out a bit. I'm going to have to say I did pretty well. And finally, the last two pieces. Now, the big piece, I left freeform. There are some issues with pitting, but this thing had a lot of sand in it. There's still a lot of sand in it. There's always going to be sand in it, but it also has color. Now notice that pinkish purple area there in the center. That is an internal fracture. That's no bueno. And I think I took more down off of this end than I should have, because there was some nice yellow going on with that green. A little more intense, but I was trying to get all this disgusting cloudiness right there off, and it was clearing up, but color was being lost. So a lot of yellow and green, a little bit of orange in there. Highly directional in places. In fact, let's see if we can get this to reproduce. Nope, a little bit there. Oh, that green and yellow went. And see how that nice band was coming across like that. That was pretty nice. It did lose a bit though, as I said. Now on the back, Maybe I should have polished the backside instead. And I could still do it if I want. It's just going to make this edge thinner. But look how nice that color is on a greeny blue. A little yellow. Yeah, there's that nice green, bright flash that I loved. You can see some hints down there on this end. Maybe I will go back on that one. It's always nice. You don't have to take everything off immediately. And the last was the surprise shocker of the bunch. This was part of a piece that I saw a little bit of color. There was a little crystal color, I believe it was this end, sticking up out of the rock. I cut the bottom off. And yeah, look at that. That's just bomb. Got red, green, yellow, blue, orange. And if I wanted to, I could polish the bottom. And that's always an option in the future. There is this big sandy inclusion right here that I could reduce, but this stone is getting mighty thin. If you'll notice. Yes, maybe. Okay. This end is slightly thicker than the opposite end. And I think I could easily change that by grinding the bottom off in this corner. I don't know if it's worth the time to do that because honestly, I don't know how big of a pain setting a stone is if it's not completely perfect. You'll also notice on this side that domed ridge is slightly higher than this one. It's an issue I need to keep working on. I mean, overall, look at the greens in that. I love the greens. There's the divot still right here. But if this was set in a ring, you'd never see that. Oh, wow. Again, this was totally unexpected from these stones. It just goes to show you that even though you might think you have nothing, there could be an absolute gorgeous little gem hiding in the stone itself. And you might as well pursue every stone as if that's going to happen. Alright, so yeah, as I was saying, you never know what's lurking in these stones as you start. Stones that look completely worthless and nothing but potch can reveal gorgeous little things like this. So it is worth absolutely treating every piece of potch as though it could have a gorgeous stunner like this. Let's get a little bit of water here and wet up the bottom. So a lot of times I ask myself, can I actually pursue the right side here? I mean, this thing has a gorgeous pattern as well. Alright, I'm going to get some closer shots of this stone in particular, but all the other ones with color I'll get a couple shots out of. And we'll throw those up. And we'll call it a day for this video. And now 232 finished. It weighs 0.45 carats. It is 7.5 by 4 by 2 millimeters. I don't know what field it comes from, likely Coober PD. I got this from Riley Gunn at 53 Frogs. Its body tone is N9, which makes it a white opal. Its brightness is 2 to 3. Well, maybe 2.5. And now the good. This stone has great colors. It has a great polish. It's fairly bright. And it has a nice oval shape with a tendency to be a drop shape, which was by design. And for the bad, well, just the divot on the back, but that isn't so bad, is it? And for the ugly, well, I don't think there's anything ugly about this stone. So let's have a look at it here a little closer. And you can see actually on this one side there is a pit that's got some cerium left in it. That will be perfectly invisible once it's set into jewelry. There is also a small pit on the top, but you really can't see it with your naked eye. I won't tell you where it is, but I'm sure you can find it. This stone is a great reminder that you should always at least try on an opal, and don't dismiss them too early. I also want to use this time to remind you that if I can cut opal, you can cut opal too. So what is the value of stone 232? Well, in the parcels combined, it was 24 cents a carat, or 33 cents a stone. I didn't weigh this stone to begin with, but I'm pretty sure it was under $1. What is this stone worth? That's a good question. I figure it's $40 to $50. What do you think? And now its journey is complete. Thanks for watching. Until next time.